My name is Anthony Sutcliffe. I'm the Managing Director of Argos Global Sourcing based in Hong Kong. It was the first time that we've discovered the FreshBiz game. It's a very, very interesting and enlightening activity. Initially, when you think you're going to play a board game, you're thinking, well, maybe that's not going to be so interesting or so energetic, but I was very wrong. Lots of energy, lots of discussion. Initially very, very competitive, a little bit complex, so a lot of learning involved. But as always, it's very interesting when you come across a very new experience. And actually, as you get to grips with the game, you really start to think very differently. Firstly, about how you play the game itself, and secondly, how you can actually take some of the techniques back into the business with you. Yeah, I think initially it's a period of discovery. So the connection with business takes some time to evolve and to emerge, if you want. But once it does, it becomes very clear. So it's I guess the usual components of successful businesses, which is really about clarifying your goals, but also re-looking at the resources that you have available. So I think that we tend to be quite compartmentalised in terms of the way we look at resources. We're not always clear about what actions can be taken or what collaborations may lie out there. So I think it was really, really good exercise in making sure that we're really laser focused on what we're trying to achieve. We understand what our gaps are, and actually how do you re-look at the way that you run your business and utilise what actually is already in front of you and what already is available to you, but how can you use that in a very, very different way? So really, really encourages you and helps you to think laterally rather than in perhaps more of a traditional linear fashion. It was very different. The first play was initially was very competitive. It was very individual. If you want, I would say during the first game, it started to become more apparent that the collaboration and mutualisation of resources and ideas and actions was the way that you could make more rapid progress. So in the second game, we took that all the learnings from the first game. So firstly, we were a lot faster in terms of understanding what we wanted to achieve. We kept things very, very simple. We were really clear about how we were going to play the game. We mutualised all our resources, all our money, all our action cards, all our thinking capacity, if you want. And we achieved the game in probably half the time, or the objective in half the time of the first game. And we were very, very creative in a very short space of time. So definitely the second game is where it really all comes together and everybody works as a team, and the objective becomes a lot more easy to achieve. Well, I think it's really about what are the techniques or how we're going to use the techniques that we've learned from playing the game, which is firstly back to basics around clarity of goal, clarity of gap, clarity of actions, but then really being much more creative about how we deploy those actions, how we overcome some of the challenges. And I think probably the biggest learning that I would take out is just re-looking at how we can access and utilise resources, sometimes which are there but are less obvious. So it's really, I think, a transformational game that will help everybody to re-look at the way they run their businesses. So I think that's the main thing that I'll take out and take back into the business with me. Thank you.